Y'all probably found out Tuesday. Tuesday. I was on the show today.
Like, okay, if it closed, if it just closed up the room, so to actually deal with the as well.
You slag on me. You're so much
Right? 7.
Yo! Alright, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you talking about it?
I don't care.
I don't care. John, you gotta try barbecue sun chips.
How did he know? Why? I can 100% assure you I will at least one time watch you before this.
Alright, in this video we're gonna play a motorcycle game. Yeah, motorcycle. Oh, shut the fuck up.
They knows anything. He can take away a benefit. Not like the one.
No. You know what?
He can actually take away.
I'm going for 3 stars on every one.
Yeah.
On dog.
When do y'all weigh? 4? 4? Eat after that?
I'm cooked.
Yeah. Alright, so I've been gone at a coach's clinic for the last 2 days. I wasn't sick or doing whatever I wanted to do. Okay, after we start baseball season on technically Thursday with the meeting, so with parents and stuff like that, and then practice starts on Friday for us. So that's I'm doing that. Hopefully the stuff I assigned you guys wasn't too difficult. I asked people if they had any difficulty and they said no. Did anybody in here have any difficulty with what I gave you to do? Not everybody did it, or has done it. So trust me, I know who you are. So I'm going to call you out here in a minute out loud because I feel like that's embarrassing is the most quickest way to get you to do your work. But you're going to have to do it on your own time because we got to do these notes here to finish the notes because there was a 2-part notes from last week that I didn't do because we were supposed to do it. Obviously, I haven't been. Okay. It's a career situation. So I'm not going to sit on each slide for more than a minute, just trying to just give you guys a little brief summary of different types of jobs you can have in the private
I'll
security
go for
world.
2 stars.
Okay. So getting into that part, obviously not everybody has to go work for a law enforcement agency. You don't have to go work for a city or a county or the state to be able to carry a weapon and to protect people. Okay. So that's reason number 6 why we're going to get into careers. Does anybody, we're going to learn that today, but before we start, know what the name of the license that you guys can get after leaving the pathway here tonight?
Law enforcement.
No. Not what it's called. So no, it's called a level 2 non-commissioned officer. Okay, non-commissioned meaning unable to carry a weapon, but you have been trained in security, right? So being able to understand law, understanding rights of citizens and for yourself, and then obviously some techniques and stuff like that as far as loss prevention, and then having the piece of paper to say that you got it. Okay. All right, real quick, here we go. So in this industry, okay, they started all big time because of the Department of Homeland Security was created after the 9/11 attacks. Okay. Traditionally, private security falls under law enforcement, but it's not law enforcement. They're not cops as a private security person. Okay. Most jobs within the Department of Homeland Security that was created in '02, so before y'all were born, which tells you right there that we haven't always had all this security. We haven't. We're kind of low in some areas because things didn't always happen back then. Okay. In 2007, private security industry grew. Okay. Okay. Private security is an $18 billion industry with recent growth. All right. So surveillance stuff has caused it to get even bigger. I would probably say that 18 billion is probably closer to like 25 billion now. So private security industry is wealthy and got money. Okay. Average salary is a little bit more than that now, probably closer to 45. And that's just an average. Obviously people can make 6-figure income, right? But people that are just going on via Paul Blart Mall Cop, we need them too. You need security officers, some type of security in the parking lot to make sure people aren't stealing your shit, breaking your windows. Right? And then obviously inside. Okay, those people won't make as much. The supervisor will probably make 20, 30 grand more than them. So to qualify, you gotta be at least 18 years old. Minimum age for armed positions, so commissioned officers, that's 21. That's clear cut. You can't carry a pistol till you're 21. Okay. Pass a background investigation, high school degree or equivalent, right? So a GED. They'd like for you to have a college degree. You don't have to have one, but I guarantee you the only way somebody that, if two people go to interview for that test and they have a college degree in criminal justice or police studies or some type of security admin, they're most likely going to get the job over you. The only way that's not going to happen is if you sweet talk them or you somehow figure out a way to swindle them into believing that you're going to be better than somebody who has more knowledge, right? Unless that person with knowledge comes in there and they're severely physically unable to do much, right? So the preferred thing is just saying, make yourself look more resourceful and valuable. Type of jobs. Right, the number on the right, the percentages on the right, it's a little outdated, but it's not too far off. I'm going to update this one exactly. I have the new numbers for this. This is just talking about, here's the jobs, of all, like the biggest jobs that we have in the United States. I'll get out of the way for everybody else. Okay? And then this is just the percentages from 100, okay? 100% of all the jobs that we have in our country. So retail, restaurants, and food services are the most employed position in our country, okay? Followed by entertainment, then healthcare, government, federal, state, and local jobs, okay, that's 10% of the country, okay? Education, K through 12, 7.3. Construction, real estate, property management, 7. Okay, and then you got your college, so your professors, people that work in colleges, that's 4. Outside, so all like let's say like your electricians, your plumbers, trade school stuff, that's 1.8%. So people that work in that areas. Okay. You get what y'all see what I'm seeing. Okay. Obviously, the crazy thing is everybody wants to work here. And I'm not here to say nothing about it. I'm just showing you where private security, where most jobs are here, working for fast food places, restaurants. And then down here, that's all your damn farmers down there. Look at that. Less than 1% of people that we have to have in order to not die. That's what they do. Isn't that crazy? 0.09% of people that work in that industry take care of 100% of everybody. Crazy. So here's a little career spotlight. A guard at the AT&T Stadium where the Cowboys play at. Okay. You'd be a guard for a lot of stuff. Rodeos, basketballs, motocross, monster trucks, high school and college football, obviously the Cowboys games as well. Okay. Concerts. They'd like for you to be at least 18 years old. Passed high school, got your diploma, got something. Okay, they are going to do an extensive background check on you. You cannot have any felonies, no Class A or Class B. So you can't ever get in trouble for stuff like that. Basically, an arrestable offense. Okay, have a non-commissioned officer license. What you guys will have when you leave here, they want you to have at least that. Okay, must work weekends and holidays. That's pretty self-explanatory. Working for a professional sports building. 6 months experience in loss prevention or life safety. And then they want you to have some kind of background or some kind of knowledge of like camera systems, okay? How to be able to work computers and TVs and stuff like that, different monitors, okay? So you're somebody that's decides to leave the line, which I encourage you to do for a little bit of your life. See what's out there for a little bit. Go to Dallas, go to school in Dallas, go to get a job in Dallas, whatever. I have a lot of friends that wanted to move to Dallas for a little bit. It's a major city. It's kind of like San Antonio, right? So they weren't completely like, I don't know what to do, right? They got the same food up there, except for the Mexican food's not as good. You have your non-commissioned license. You see an opening, right? You're 20 years old. You're just like, I've been working at a mall for the last 2 years when I was going to school. Hey, you can try your luck and go work in Jerry World. Watch some games and stuff like that. Well, we're not really supposed to watch, but you know what I mean. Try it out. See what happens. Pros and cons of private security work. Pros, you don't have to have a whole lot of education. Just gotta get out of high school. Doesn't cost much to get the non-commissioned license. Only requires 66 hours of training. Can be done in as little as 2 weeks, and then you can start at age 18. Right, non-commissioned license. Cons, they don't make as much as police officers. You're definitely not going to make a lot as an unarmed guard. More, it's the averages, right? Like I said, that's just like the bare minimum of somebody paying you. Somebody might be paying you $50,000 or whatever in a different place. I don't know. Okay, but that's just the average. Armed guards will make anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 more. Easy, right? Just because those commission licenses cost more, so people are going to be able to get paid more. Lack of training, continuing education, and lack of respect for security guards. The continuing education, as a cop, you have to renew your license every so often. They have to kind of go take tests to make sure that they are knowledgeable and up to date with laws. Laws change. Laws won't change, but laws can be changed. Laws can also be updated. Certain things. So our police officers obviously have to know that. They don't. Once they pass their tests, they have a certification, right? So that's the continuing education part that can be considered a con. And then obviously people don't respect security guards. People make fun of security guards and stuff like that. Another spotlight career, being a guard at the MGM Grand. Okay, that's a hotel and casino complex in Vegas. It's the largest hotel in the United States. 30-story complex, sits on 6.5 acres. It's big, that's a big hotel. They'd like for you to be 21 years old, graduated high school, have some customer service experience. Professional appearance. What is professional appearance? I'll tell you, you're not tatted up. You don't have a crazy fugly beard. Your hair is not all crazy. They want clean cut people. So if you're tatted up from freaking toe to your wrists, cover that up. Right? I gotta be able to cover it up. That's why a lot of times people ask me about tattoos. I'm not even just tattoos. I always say like, well, what do you want to do with your life? Well, I want to do this, this, and this. Okay, well then you need to have tattoos that you can put clothes on that can't see them. Like, yeah, you're at the beach and you want to take that off and show everybody all the Bible verses that you don't even know that's written on your body, right? Do it. Cover it up just in the situation. So, I know a lot of guys that they wear long sleeve shirts and jackets every day and they've got 30 or 40 tattoos. You wouldn't even use defensive tactics and handcuff techniques. Okay. They'd like for people to have some law enforcement military training or background, okay? And then obviously people that have worked on resorts or different hotels, those are the ones that kind of get the first come, first serve. DPS licensing, that's the Department of Public Safety. So how do I get a DPS license? Here's some jobs that you can work that you can get a license through them, okay? Set alarms in houses, get a license for that. being the company that checks on those systems for you, having so that like Branks alarm systems. I forget some of the other ones. It's another name for the little alarm system. Anyways, those companies that monitor that, they have to be licensed to do so. A commissioned security officer carries a gun. Locksmiths, private investigators. To be a private investigator for a company, you can't just go and say, I want to do this, and then go take it. No, you can't do that. Okay, there's qualifications for that company that they have to have licensing-wise for certain for the investigators to work there. I'm going to tell you that here in just a second. Okay. Big slide, pay attention to this. Okay, non-commissioned security officers, commissioned officers, and personal protecting officers. Those are your three types of licenses for your Department of Public Safety. Okay, you guys are the non-commissioned security officers. It's level 2 class. Okay, 6 total classroom hours. Right, that's going to be when you guys get out of Law 2. These classes are just kind of like little prerequisites to take that class, and then you take that class, boom, you get a non-commissioned license. Okay, commissioned officers. Okay, 51 total hours in the classroom, and then they got to be able to pass a firearm proficiency exam. So you go and take a test into shooting, right? Being able to load your weapon, unload your weapon.
Buy some Ding Dong Ditcher.
Huh?
Ding Dong Ditcher. That happens a lot at this school.
So, non-commissioned can't hold a gun. Commissioned can hold a gun. You're 21 or older. Okay. Now, being a personal a bodyguard, pretty much, you got to pass your level 2, 3, and 4. Commissions are level 2, and non-commissions level 2. Commissions 2 and 3. Bodyguards are 2, 3, and 4. Okay. 66 classroom hours. So more training. The levels 2, 3, and 4 classes. The 2s are 6 hours. Okay, what you'll learn law and regulations, ethics, right, how to treat people. Okay, and then that's less than a $50 charge for that test to get certified. Okay, level 3, more hours, that's 45. There's going to be it's a lot more detailed because now that you are able to carry a gun, the types of work that you're going to do is going to be a little bit more, chance of danger or big repercussions if you don't do your job. Okay, $200 on average to take that test. Okay, you got to pass your firearm proficiency exam. That's a 10-hour course. All right, and now if I want to go all the way and be a bodyguard, private security for one-on-ones, working for people, I got to take an additional 15 hours of personal protection training. Okay? Then they're going to put you through a psyche valve. We can't have people working for people in dangerous situations and their mind's not right. Okay? Put you through another 6 hours of firearm training. That could be the way you maneuver, right? Different types of training is required. I'm not going to be a cop and use my gun in a certain situation that might be in a bodyguard where I have to be, depending on who I'm working for. Average of $150 for that license. So if you want to go be a guard at the biggest children's hospital in the country, okay, it's in Houston. They'd like for you to have at least high school education, carry a current non-commissioned officer license. Okay, let's do level 2, which you guys will have, or if you want to have it, if you want to take it. 2 years security or customer service experience. So you kind of already, basically, you need to already have worked somewhere in this industry before you come. We are not going to be your first job in this field, is basically what they're saying. Okay. Knowledge of hospital functions, knowing how the hospitals works, how to be able to get in and out, right? Knowing where the ICU is, okay, knowing where different places are. You know how the hospital operates. Certified in basic life support, AEDs, and then certified in personal protective equipment. So you are certified in different training equipment for protection. AEDs, right? Obviously the heart deals are used for shock, people with AFib or having a heart issue. And then your life support people, CPR, things like that. Be licensed as a private investigator. Okay, you must qualify as a manager owner by having 3 years of experience as an employee, manager, or owner. Okay, basically that's saying to run your own agency, you have to be 3 years experience to break off for yourself. So instead of working for someone else, I want to work for myself. You have to be working for somebody else for 3 years. Or have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Or a bachelor's degree in 1 year experience, an associate's degree in 2 years experience, or take 200-hour accredited course in investigations. That's what people will do. They'll go take this course to get a private investigator's license, and then they'll go make money, start working, start trying to find things out, play a little Sherlock Holmes action. Okay? Luke, there's no way in hellfire you're on game right now doing this.
I am.
You freaking
Dude, I'm look at this. I'm literally. I've done it. That's all.
Alright, then you gotta take your test. 100-question time manager's exam if you want to be a manager, the owner of this agency, a private security agency. It's a time test, but you get open book. If you can't pass the open book, you don't need to have this company anyway. Okay? As an employee, you gotta be at least 18, no felonies, Class A or Class B convictions, and then they don't want you kicked out of the military. If you get kicked out of the military, go ahead and keep on pushing, find another job. Bounty hunters, like Dog the Bounty Hunter or freaking Patty Bayo's fake ass, right? He's supposedly Dog the Bounty Hunter was a bounty hunter. Alright, so a fugitive recovery agent. That's what they're basically, the professional term is. Okay, they go after people that skip bail. Alright, so they pay your bail to let you out. You can't afford to get out, right? So they go to a freaking loan officer to get you out of jail. They got to pay $1,000 to get you out. So they give you the $1,000 to get out, but now you have to promise that you're going to show up in court. So you sign that deal, they get you taken care of. You don't go to court. Now they have to fork up more money for you. So guess what they do? They're not going to pay that money. They're going to go get you and get you to go, and you're going to pay that money. Oh, you didn't go to court? You didn't show up? Cool. Now we're going to come look for you, arrest you if we can get you, take you to jail, and now they can go ahead and now you can pay for all the fines that we're not paying for it. You are. So that's why they get bounty hunters, to go get you. Okay. You gotta make sure to understand though, you may not enter residence without permission, whether from the person, the owner, or some kind of paper saying you're allowed to be there. Okay, you cannot execute an arrest without authorization, and you can't wear anything that says police or an agent, okay, or a federal agent. Excuse me. You can't have that. It's fake. You can't have. You're not a cop. You are a bounty hunter, and you are after somebody that, like I said, that jumped bail, that didn't show up to the court date like they were supposed to. Okay, and you're only allowed to use deadly force if basically they're shooting at you or trying to take your life. You're not allowed to just, allowed to do what you gotta do. Alright, this little case study. Alright, so this dude on the right, in the orange, Raymond Hutchinson, he was wanted for a felony warrant out of Minnesota, of all places, on drug charges. Okay? Means that he had gotten out on bail or didn't do what he was supposed to do and have a felony out. So Fidel, or Mr. Garcia right there, and his partner, Gabriel, they decided they were going to go. They found this guy, and he was at a car dealership. Okay. They approach him, pull out their guns, and he ended up having a gun in his waistband, and they all fired, and they all killed each other in the car dealership. They're about to watch that, yeah. How did they find out? He got his...
Why'd they pull out their guns?
Because he was
Got
bound
bored.
out for his arrest.
How did they find out?
They could get him into custody and take him whatever he had a $3,000 bounty on for his arrest, so that's what they hit him for. And it's a public spot where they're at, but that's.
We got it. Get down, hold on.
Anyways, so all 3 dudes died. Now, this career spotlight, you want to go work on a cruise ship. Be security in a cruise ship. There's 2 different types of security. You're either going to be a guard or you're going to be an officer. Guards are basically there to, maintain security, and your officers are maintain safety. We're going to make sure that everybody that's on board is safe. No one's in danger or anything like that. And then the guard is basically making sure that everybody's where you're supposed to be. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that, right? Stuff like that. So y'all can't go over here. This is a legal spot or whatever. Basically, they're just maintaining the rules and security for the onboard for everything on ship. Okay, and then so there's differences. Now your officers are the ones that are going to be preparing. Okay, they want you to be able to 21 or older, have 5 years of experience in law enforcement. Preferably, if you were in the military, to be in the Marines or the Navy, right? Good with water. Diving certifications are sometimes required. Why? If somebody falls overboard, they want you to be able to jump in and be able to save them. TSA, these are your agents at,
Airport.
yeah, if you say, I was about to say hospitals, I can't get the word out of my mouth, I'm trying that stuff.
Go for it.
Airports. When has anybody been to an airport in the last 2 years? Let's just say 2 years.
Yeah.
So you saw a lot of them. They're everywhere. You walk around the room or whatever, there's like 4 or 5 of them down right there. You're like, oh shit. So it's nothing bad. They're not just there to do their jobs. You can say hello to them. They say hello back. It's not like the damn guard in England where he just stands there like, hey, how's it going, man? And you're like, hey, go say hi. It's not like, hey, buddy. Alright, so, why? What are they doing there for? Airport screeners. So they're doing all the checks. You're walking through. An air marshal. Somebody that flies on flights to make sure ain't nobody trying to do some funky business in there. And then your canine unit dogs. They got those that are walking by when you're carrying your stuff. They walk by for drugs, obviously explosives. Okay? You need to be a United States citizen, 18 years of age, pass out of high school with your diploma. And then you got to be able to pass an English proficiency test, and then pass an image interpretation test. So being able to look at different images and know what you're looking at, and then be able to pass English. It doesn't mean that you can't speak other languages, because that's good. That'd be nice to be able to communicate with people traveling from different countries in here that are here, obviously on business or whatever the case may be. Okay, but you gotta be able to speak English. Federal Protective Services. Okay, this is a branch or division of our Homeland Security. Created this bad boy in 1971. Protects all buildings, 9,000 federal buildings. Okay, with a mixture of 900 law enforcement officers and 13,000 contracted armed private security guards. All right, so that's good. Got a lot of people working at these buildings. They only work for that building. So when you say, what do you do? I'm working Federal Protective Services. I am an officer at this building. Cool. That sounds cool. All right. They also respond to terrorism, natural disasters, and other hazards. 2 main careers: criminal investigator and law enforcement security officer. Okay.
That's insane.
The reason why I'm being slow on this one, I'm going to ask you guys: is a federal officer a police officer?
No.
Yes. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. That's 100% what people think they're not. Being a private security officer, working for McDonald's, you're not a cop then. But working for a government building as an officer, you 100% can arrest somebody. 100%. People don't know that. You should. All the new people, you can't do that. Yes, you can. Go read a freaking book. Okay. Now, like I said, there's differences. You got to know what buildings and who's working there. Those are simple things you can look it up. That's what I tell people all the time. I'm like, no, I'm not going to be looking at nobody picking up their dumb. But here, did you read this? No, I didn't read that. Well, read that, and then you'll know what you're talking. You'll know what you're talking about. So now you know. Okay, they are able to go after people. A criminal investigator, right? In the Federal Protective Services, you can't arrest people. No. Okay. Between the ages of 21 and 36 years old, why? You don't want the old guys out there that can't get down if they got to, or ladies, right? If some lady wants to work there. No felony or misdemeanor convictions. Excellent physical shape. And they must be able to obtain top secret clearance. So what does that mean? That means that you cannot be somebody that's in trouble or has any kind of background where they can't allow you top secret clearance. For what? Why? Why do you have to have top secret clearance? We're getting a reason to do that.
Because, well, if you have like 34 felony convictions, of course you're not going to be able to like.
All right, they don't want you to see that stuff. Two, to work at that building, it's a government building. You have to be able to have that to even work in there, right? It's like, well, yeah, I can't get you in there. Well, but you can't work here. This whole government building is a goddamn top secret clearance, right? Housekeeping. All right, I think this should be the last slide. Yes. Okay, security slide services. Let's see here. Secrets. Oh, okay. Secrets. Okay. What am I doing here? Based in Sweden.
Sweden.
It's just a private security agency. This is a world security service. So like this company right here, you work for them and they can ship you or get you to go work all over the place. That's the significance of this. Just showing you guys it's not all just right here. You can work private security all over the world. But if you can't ride a Segway, you suck. Look at this guy.
What happened?
I was watching
You barely see it.
on my screen.
No, like in the video, what happened? I just saw him on the floor.
Well, he's spinning around. He has no control of the thing. He hits his face in the wall almost right there. Now he's going backwards, and then it falls over and gets stuck.
Bro lost control.
U.S. Marshals. The oldest law enforcement agency in the United States. The United States Marshals. The oldest law enforcement agency in our country. Okay, they hunt fugitives from justice, run the United States Federal Witness Protection Program, and transport prisoners and execute federal arrest warrants. What does that mean? U.S. Marshals have jurisdiction in all 50 states. They can walk into Divine right now. They can go into Hondo and tell the sheriff to sit his ass down. Okay, we're here. You can't tell us anything. U.S. Marshals they'll arrest cops, they'll arrest federal agents that didn't do their jobs, wherever. So, U.S. Marshals are bad dudes.
Oh, I mean they're good dudes, but like.
Well, like they're badass.
Yeah.
They're good dudes. They're like cream of the crop good dudes. The U.S. Marshals, if U.S. Marshals officers come out, we're absolutely burnt toast. Right? It's like they're the ones that go after the bad dudes. What's up? Alright, no medical conditions to disqualify. Diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease. Okay, they want you to have good vision, good hearing, and they don't want you to have medical conditions. Right? Reasons for that, guys, is because in the instance that you're doing a job, as a U.S. Marshal, you failed to do your job because of those reasons, somebody's life is at stake. Right? You're going after like literal federal arrest warrants. These are terrible people that are getting warrants for their arrest. And you can't go make that arrest because you have physical problems. That's not good. It's not trying to make fun of you. It's just saying like, man, you cannot help us. So that's why they make it kind of difficult to become a U.S. Marshal. So when you see an older gentleman that's a U.S. Marshal, you don't think that, oh man, that guy's older. That dude will whoop your ass. He might be 55, but that dude will freaking dominate you. It's saying 21 to 36. That's just basically most of your people that are in there, but you're going to have senior advisors that are older that's looking after all those young bucks, right? There's movies, certain movies that have some of these go off what they do, right? I think there's a movie actually called U.S. Marshal with Tommy Lee Jones, and he's chasing after Harrison Ford. The Fugitive. It's called The Fugitive. Watch that sometimes. Anybody got Prime Video? The Fugitive. It's a good movie. It's about U.S. Marshals, actually. And that's kind of the reason why I liked law enforcement, was that movie, exactly. I thought it was so badass to be able to chase people. Secret Service. Secret Service, guys, what it was created for was to combat counterfeiting. So that's what it was for. They haven't always been around to protect the president or famous people or some other government person. They were made for a different reason. Now, umbrella of Homeland Security, right? They took the Secret Service, which is its own agency. There is a Secret Service director for their agents, how they train their agents, and then they assign them to presidents to different details, okay? Two most important duties, right? Protecting nation's leaders, safeguarding the financial and critical infrastructure of our country, okay? U.S. citizen, ages 21, 37, right? So they don't want you to be somebody old, right?
It's because it's pink. It
Qualifies
makes it pink.
07. So
That's the only reason why it's
that's
pink.
a government deal. Excellent
I don't
physical
know
condition.
why. Because
You gotta
it's
take a written exam, physical abilities tests. You have to qualify for top secret. Obviously, as a Secret Service member, you gotta do well to be cleared for top secret stuff, because you're going to be around stuff that nobody on Earth is going to hear about, right? No visible body markings. Now, that's in red because that is a huge thing. Why? No visible body markings.
so that it's harder to identify you.
Boom! Perfect. I was hoping you'd say that. Okay? It's not just to look good, it's so that you're not an identifiable person. There might be somebody out there that's not good, and they know that you work for the president. They snatch your ass up in the middle of the night and torture you, get information, things out, whatever. Okay? It's for your safety and for the betterment of the team and for the president, okay, that you're not identifiable off of markings.
I wonder if Secret Service agents like hang out with the president, like
All the
just
time.
chill with him.
All the time. They go to bed and it's different deals. So when they go to sleep, you already have different certain agents that are up, whatever. And they hang around the president until the president dies.
I wonder if the president makes friends with them.
They are friends. There's like Dan Bongino, right, who just got out of the federal work or whatever. That's how he got into federal stuff, because he did Secret Service for a couple presidents. And they'll tell you, right, a lot of how those presidents are as a person, because we always see the social media or the social outlets of presidents, whether it's like Trump or, for me, when I was y'all's age, it was Obama, right?
Obama.
Like, you get to hear about those guys personally from Secret Service guys. So that's why I like to get into that stuff, because I like to know people. The CNN says this, Newsmax or Fox News says that. Okay, well, what did the person that worked for them say? Let me ask those people. So, all right. And here's little Secret Service training.
Hands on each other's shoulders, short jumping step, ready, go.
In this drill, a protectee is trapped inside a venue under attack. The agents must get him to safety.
All clears, come out on your mark.
Roger that. 3, 2, 1, go.
First, two agents spread out to provide suppressing fire.
Clear. 1, 3. 90-12 clear. Trevor will go to the door. Perimeter clear.
With cover in place, another agent prepares the vehicle,
Hercules, shift clear.
while the team leader coordinates with the driver.
Hercules, go ahead. Roger that, on your mark.
When everything is in place, the leader gives the command.
Coming out on my mark. Roger, all clear. 3, 2, 1. Mark, go.
Slower, slower, slower.
There you go. Mark, Mark,
Evacuations are only one scenario out of hundreds that the Secret Service can simulate here at their training center, just outside Washington, D.C. Agents on protection assignments must return to the 500-acre compound several times a year to requalify on key skills.
Keep an eyeball down there and tell me where he's going. You may have to make room for the man up.
Sorry, so much after that. Did you hear what they just said? They have to qualify once a year? Or how many
Multiple times.
Multiple times. So don't let people think, well, they're not qualified, they're not trained. No, yes, they are. They are. I'm gonna watch it here. I'm gonna
Hands on each other's shoulders. Short jumping step. Ready? Go.
So
In this drill,
they
a
have, Secret
protectee is
Service is
trapped
trained multiple
inside a
times a year,
venue under
every
attack.
single year. And to be in the Secret
Agents
Service,
must get
you don't
into
just go up there and
safety.
sign up. You already have to be a police officer and law enforcement already doing other things. They take the best officers from all over the country to go to the Secret
First,
Service.
2 agents spread out to provide suppressing
You have
fire.
to basically get your resume, send it in, and they will tell you yes or no. So these ladies that are out there doing that,
Covering
they're
place,
badass
another
cops
agent
before they
prepares
ever
the
even
vehicle,
offer to come in.
while the team leader coordinates with the driver.
Hercules, go ahead.
Or she serves the military.
On your mark.
When everything is in
Has
place,
military background,
the leader
military
gives the
police.
command.
Roger, all clear. 3, 2,
Hopefully that should be enough keywords.
Slower, slower, slower.
there you go.
Look at that. Obama would have gotten impeached for that. Sean Henry would have assassinated Obama for that.
Evacuations are only one scenario out of hundreds that the Secret Service can simulate here at their training center, just outside Washington, D.C.
That's my goal. That's my goal.
Agents on protection assignments must return to the 500-acre compound several times a year to requalify on key skills.
Keep an eyeball down there and tell me where he's going. You may have to make room for the man up.
One of the things that's very important to us is making sure that we keep our people up to date in the training and the equipment,
Look at this video.
and it just doesn't stop.
Hold on right.
If you protect one here, we're just a team. No man is more important. Yeah. We're here to job. To protect you, so we expose ourselves to risk.
Secret Service agents and officers must be proficient in everything from firearms to high-speed evasive driving. The most important rule is to keep moving. A stopped car is a sitting target.
Look at this. Look at
An
this.
enemy could create a deadly trap just by blocking the end of a narrow city street. That's why the Secret Service teaches the J-turn. First, the driver shifts into reverse and accelerates above 40 miles per hour. Then, by cutting the wheel and shifting quickly into drive, the vehicle can spin around in less than 2 car lengths. With careful timing, an entire motorcade can reverse direction, even in a narrow street.
She would have gotten Obama impeached. I gotta go now. Beautiful woman outside.